This is the food storage recipe database file. You'll notice this is not a PDF file, it's a Microsoft Excel for PC file. That's important. This file actually will not work for Macintosh Excel and won't work for Microsoft Viewer or Excel Viewer. It's purely for 2003 and later Microsoft Excel for PC. And the reason for that is because, well, that's what I own, and when I wrote the file it uses macros, and those macros are only work in Excel for PC. I don't know why. I've tried it on Macintosh and Excel Viewer and it just won't work. So I do apologize for that if you happen to own something other than what I do. If you do own Microsoft Excel for PC, you might enjoy this file. So this is what you're going to see. These are all, to start with anyway, these are all the recipes. There happen to be several hundred recipes I gathered. And these recipes are meant to use foods like long-term bulk foods, freeze-dried foods, and that sort of thing. Occasionally you're going to obviously get requests for ingredients that are fresh, but by and large it's meant to be, what are you going to do if you can't get fresh foods at the grocery store? Well, this is it. To use the file, let's see here, it says this recipe list is not edible. So if you wanted to change the name of this, Andy's Mint Cookies or desserts or anything, you can't change it here. Okay, you're going to have to use a recipe editor. We'll look at that in a minute. So as far as using or trying to find a recipe to use, you got a couple options. You can choose to search by a category. These are typical categories like appetizers, main dishes, desserts, and so on. So let's say I wanted to find something to eat for dinner tonight. I click on main dish, and there's a whole bunch of options still. You also notice that there's columns for a main ingredient, this favorites column, and the source. If, for example, I wanted to further refine this to be like, I don't know, chicken. Alright, so now I have main dishes that are just chicken. And so again, that's a little more manageable, right? Say I decided, no, not chicken. I click the remove button, and now I'm back to just main dish. Say I wanted to look at everything, again, remove it. If I had any favorites, I could click here and say, oh, I just want to look at my favorites, which could come in handy. Say you found some recipes you really like, but you don't want to go searching for them. You can look at your favorites, and we'll show how to make those in a moment. And the sources where I got them from, there are several sources I got them from. Say you really like Be Prepared meals, then you could just look at that. Okay. So how do you look at the actual recipes? Well, let's say we decided we like this. How about almond chicken salad? Well, you double left click on the recipe name here. Okay. Double left click, and then you're into this recipe editor. We were over here in this tab here where it says select recipes. Now we're on this recipe editor, and you need to double click on this recipe in order to get the recipe to show up in the recipe editor. If you don't do that, it won't load and you'll be confused. So double left click, okay, and now it's showing here. A couple things to notice. It's showing which category it is, whether it's a favorite, and the main ingredient. You can change any of this stuff if you want. Say I wanted to make a dessert, I can do that. I wanted to make it a favorite, you just select yes here. And then main ingredient, maybe flour was the main ingredient, it was fruit, I don't know. So, and I should also point out that you can make changes to any of these. You can change the preparation instructions, ingredients. Okay, and then whatever you've done, when you're done with that, click Save Changes. If you made a mistake and you're like, uh-oh, I don't remember what I did, click Cancel Changes. Okay, a couple things else to point out. You can print this, so it should fit on just one page. There might actually be some recipes that won't, I can't remember now. But you can print this out, stick it in your recipe binder. I should also mention that it's possible that I messed up some of these recipes. So if something looks odd or you're not quite sure, in fact it couldn't hurt to check just to be sure. You should follow the link given, follow link, or you can just copy it and paste it into a browser, and then double check to make sure all this stuff's correct and that all the preparation instructions are correct as well. Otherwise, you know, who knows, I might have messed up something. Now, that's really all there is to it. Once you get to the recipe editor, you can print it, you can make changes if you want. To get back to the recipes, I click select recipes, right? It's just a matter of going back and forth between the two. Maybe you want asparagus casserole, I double left click, and now I'm looking at the asparagus casserole, right? Okay. And again, that's all there is to it. I can change all this stuff. Remember, these changes, any changes you make, don't take effect until you click Save Changes. And if you've saved changes and then you try to cancel it, it's not going to work. Alright, so have fun with it, mess around with it, see what you think, and hopefully you'll find some good recipes out of it.